Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video of 2025. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful festive season. And you might be wondering why this video is different to all the others. I have been wanting to do a little bit of an introduction over here on my YouTube channel for a while now. I have been creating content for, I was gonna say almost, over 5 years on different platforms such as Twitch and TikTok and even YouTube, but I haven't officially introduced myself over here. So that's what I wanted to do today. And basically this video is going to be a small 20 questions kind of video so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And if you already know who I am, maybe you will find out something new. If you guys like this video, please give me suggestions of other things you might want to see or questions you might want me to answer. And do feel free to like, subscribe, and follow if that's what you want. Subscribe and follow are the same things. Like and subscribe. Okay, question number 1. Who am I and how did I come up with my channel name? So for those of you that don't know who I am, hello, my name is Ellie Savith, but just Ellie will do. I'm a variety creator from Sydney, Australia. I'm 24 years old. And yeah, I have been creating content for almost 5 years now, over 5 years now. I keep saying almost, it's been 5 years. How did I come up with my channel name, Just Ellie Will Do? Well, it's just in my name. My name is Ellie Savith, but because it is very similar to Elizabeth, but not quite, it is Greek. A lot of people don't really say it the first time around, or you know, always forget what it is, or just have struggled and all my life with teachers and friends and parents and things like that. Someone always gets it wrong. So to make things easier, I just say Just Ellie Will Do, and I go by Ellie instead. Therefore, my username, Just Ellie Will Do. Question number 2. What's your favorite hobby or pastime? A lot of my content revolves around gaming, especially my live streams, and you will see me doing the occasional cosplay making or art making. I used to do portraiture for celebrities and things, which was really cool. It's something that I would like to get back into, especially on my channel. What's something about you that might surprise people? So a lot of my gaming, I love fantasy medieval type gaming. Anything open world, RPG, kind of anything with swords. And I think the fact that would surprise a lot of people, although people in the community might already know this, I like to collect swords in real life. Majority of them are replicas from video games, movies, TV shows, those kinds of things. Yes, they're all metal as well. And my collection is quite big. I've got 19 swords, 7 daggers, 1 Aquaman trident, and Your Forge's Thorn Princess little stabby things. I forget the name of them, but I have quite a vast collection of replica weapons. And I love it. It's great. If you guys would like me to do like a little haul or like show you guys an itemized collection of my swords and things, let me know. I'd love to do that video for you if you guys are interested. What's one thing on your bucket list that you hope to accomplish someday? I do have quite a few things on my bucket list. Anything from writing a song to finishing a book series that I've had in progress for like a decade. But the one thing that I know I definitely want to do over the next few years is go swimming with sharks. I know there are a couple of places in Australia, such as at the aquarium in Sydney, or even in South Australia, where you can go jump in a cage off the beach, like out in the ocean, and swim with sharks. And I just think that would be really cool. Yes, I would be terrified, but I actually adore sharks. I think they're very misunderstood creatures, and I just think it would be a cool experience. What inspired you to start creating content? So I've always wanted to create content. I grew up watching YouTubers and a lot of streamers, especially in the games industry, a lot of lifestyle creators as well. And it's just something that I've always loved. Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to also be a performer, whether that was acting or musical theatre. And I am in the TV industry. I work as an editor in the TV industry. And it's just something that I've always loved doing. I love creative projects. I love going out, doing things, recording any type of hobby I have. I am not amazing at one thing. I'm quite average at quite a few things, and I just love to document it. So that's what got me into content creation, just my love of it and wanting to share what I do. How I actually started, I had some friends in university, but a lot of them weren't necessarily gamers. And because I lived quite far from the uni, I didn't spend a lot of time with my friends outside of classes and like scheduled lunches and things. I would always have to travel back home, and like because of public transport not running late at the time, it would be very hard for me to hang out with people. So I just wanted to bond with people and find some friends with similar interests. And one day I just went live on my PlayStation 4, straight to the Twitch app, and I created a small community of gamers that I befriended, and that's how I started my streaming career. Number 6, how long have you been creating content and why the shift to YouTube? Like I said before, I've been creating content for over 5 years. And why the shift to YouTube? I initially wanted to start with YouTube. It's kind of the ideal situation, creating, uploading and editing videos to YouTube and finding this like audience and community over here. I just have always loved the idea of it. Live streaming was easier. I had people that had already begun live streaming, friends and things that helped me when I started. So it was an easier avenue to go down. Plus, it was sort of an impulsive decision to hit live when I first started streaming, whereas YouTube kind of takes a little bit of a process to get into. I have to sit down, I have to record, I have to edit, I have to go through things. And I was always nervous to start with YouTube initially, but it's the direction I've always wanted to go in. So that's why I'm doing this now. What content will I be posting on the channel? So I will be posting a bunch of different content on my channel, including these face-to-face videos. I don't know what this genre is really called, but I've always wanted to do this and I am excited to pursue this kind of video genre. I will continue making event vlogs if and when I go to events throughout the year. And I am hoping to do more travel vlogs. I am planning to go to Japan in February this year, so next month. So fingers crossed everything goes well with that, and hopefully I will have a Japan vlog for that. In terms of other content, I will continue uploading some game playthroughs because that is my main form of content. It will be very hard to leave that behind, and I'm a gamer at heart, so it will always come with me if I make my content, as well as some cosplay making videos, I would say, just because some of the events that I go to as well, like Smash or OzComicCon or Supernova, I do make the cosplay for, so I like to keep that process video and upload those here as well. Can you share some of your favorite destinations you visited during your travels? I can. I have not documented all of my travels. I've only started from 2019 onwards, and I've only been to 2 places so far, apart from in Australia, that I've actually documented. They were New Zealand and Vietnam. Both equally fun, both equally amazing trips. I loved New Zealand. New Zealand's absolutely beautiful, and I would 100% go back there again, especially because we have friends over there and I'd love to visit. Vietnam, we went with family. It was a whole different trip. It was very cool to experience, and I loved it. I loved exploring. I loved getting to try all the different foods and things. However, Alk and I are not sure if and when we will go back. We have discussed whether we will, and I think we will at some point, just not anytime soon. We've got a couple other places like Japan and Greece to return to before. There are places that I've been, like I said, that I haven't documented. I was lucky enough to go to Europe for 2 months in 2018, and some of my favorite places include Greece and Slovenia. Slovenia is nice and cheap, and it's absolutely beautiful compared to a lot of other European countries. And I would love to go back to Switzerland and the Netherlands and a few other places as well, but it all depends on money. What got you into art and cosplay? I've always loved doodling. Anytime I've done art in the past, it started with just like drawing and stuff. It would help me concentrate when I was learning things at school, even in high school and things. And I ended up going and studying art in year 11 and 12 for my HSC in high school. and I wanted to try a bunch of different mediums. I actually wanted to do sculpting, but my teacher was like, how about you try different things? And the first thing I did was portraiture, just with a graphite pencil. I just started drawing. I think I drew Jensen Ackles from Supernatural, and I ended up doing a really lifelike portraiture, or what I believed was lifelike at the time. And my art teacher was like, that's it, that's what you're doing. And I ended up doing 36 celebrity portraits for my final HSC. I did continue after that as well. I think I am well into like 70 portraits in my collection altogether. That's how I started knowing I was decent at art. And with cosplay, I've always loved to dress up. We used to have school discos, we used to have dress up parties. My sisters, I come from a big family, we always wanted to get into costumes and celebrate and do things like that. With cosplay, it was just cool being able to bring those characters to life, and being able to now utilize my art skills into the costumes makes it even more fun. And a lot of people, like in the cosplay community, just hype you up anytime you wear a cool costume or you make your own costume. It's just a really fun community to be in. Can you share a bit about your gaming background and how it has influenced your content? So, I've been a gamer since I was little, from childhood. My dad used to own, or he still does, own a whole bunch of different arcade machines, stand-up arcade machines, pinball machines, those kinds of things, and he would hire them out to pubs and clubs and things. That was originally where our gaming and our competitiveness kind of started. And then as we were growing up, it was me and my 3 sisters to begin with. We would share consoles and stuff. It started with a Nintendo 64 and then a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. We did have a PlayStation 3, but we never played it. The Wii, and then an Xbox 360. And we would take turns and we would play video games together, and then like if one of us was playing a game, the others would be watching. You know, we were so immersed into the gaming world. Some of my favorite games of all times just are filled with this nostalgia, and it's just continued throughout my life. There was a couple of breaks in between where I was working too much and I didn't get around to gaming, but coming back into the content creation sphere, I just knew that gaming was my opening and it was what I wanted to pursue coming into this industry. How do you decide which games to play and feature on your channel? So some of you guys may know that I have worked with a couple of game dev companies such as Ubisoft and Bethesda. Occasionally I will receive keys from them and some indie game companies as well. Anytime I receive a key, I make sure to play the game on my channel. I think just there's a lot of work that goes into game development. I have studied a little bit of game dev at university as well, and I know how much effort goes into it. I love to try out different games. I am even though I like a bunch of different types of games, genres, I love my open world RPGs, I like my FPS games, I'm always down to try a new game if approached and if I have time. That's how I decide what kind of games, and then also any upcoming games that I'm excited about that I can afford to buy as well. What equipment and software do you use to record and edit your videos and streams? Okay, so I have a fair bit of equipment. I won't be able to list everything unless I just put it here on the side. You guys can also see in my about, or I can make a video about all of the different equipment that I use. But in terms of software for streaming, I will just use OBS. For editing, I will use DaVinci Resolve. If I need a chat bot for my streaming and stuff, I use MixItUp and occasionally Stream Elements just to diversify the different chat assets and things that I can include within it. And yeah, that's basically it. A lot of the alerts and stuff, overlays, things like that, I've designed myself. So any art that you might see on my stream is mostly done by me. What challenges have you faced with content so far? A lot of the challenges that I've had to face are personal and mean I have to put my content on hold. In terms of actually creating my content, I haven't found a lot of pushback. Throughout my entire 5 years of creating content, I have also had a full-time job and I have had some health issues. I'm very open with my community about all of my health issues, and things that go on in my life, so everyone knows what's going on and why I can't make stream or why I can't make videos on occasion. The thing about content is you can never just start being a full-time creator. You really have to build it up, and that is something that I have faced a few times in my content career, mainly because I would stream for 5 days a week and my average stream time would be 2 to 4 hours. Generally closer to 4 hours. And so it was very, very hard to manage, and it's very, very easy to burn out. And if you're trying to be full-time, even though it's not healthy to look at the numbers, you do have to pay attention to numbers and patterns and things, and it will ruin you. It is very, very hard. You have to be very resilient when it comes to these sort of challenges and try and get past like thinking of the numbers equate to your self-worth. That's a few things that I've had to deal with throughout my content creation, and life goes on, life happens. I don't know if I'm just rambling or if this makes sense. Let me know. I hope this helps. How do you stay motivated to keep posting? Do you get burnout? I do get burnout. I get burnout a lot. I probably get burnout more than the average person because I never want to give up. Even if I'm feeling burnout in my content or any projects that I will doing, I will push myself to make sure it gets done, no matter what kind of comes up. If I have promised to get something done, I will get it done. If I have a deadline, I will get it done. But it is hard because that just worsens the burnout. How do I keep motivated? I think it's just my love for the craft. I love creating projects. I love creating content. I love traveling. I love doing art things. To stop burnout from creating content, I just don't create content, but I still do creative projects. So during my time out of streaming, for example, I may make emotes on my iPad, or I may start doing cosplay things but just not document it, you know. And by the time, if I take a few weeks off of my content, by the time I come back, I've already got like 10 more ideas that I want to include in my content. So I just stay motivated by taking breaks occasionally. And it's always good to bounce ideas off friends and things as well. If you need to take a step back, be honest with your community. And a lot of the time, people are happy to work with you. Yeah. How do you balance the demands of creating content with your personal life and other commitments? I think I mentioned this. I'm pretty sure we've touched on this because of all of these questions are very, very similar. Basically, I don't. Back to burnout is very, very hard to manage, but I do try to keep a schedule, at least, especially like one between me and Alk that he can access as well. So if I have any work going on, or if I have any events upcoming, I will add them to the calendar. Otherwise, all thoughts go out the window and nothing will be prepared. I'll also keep little to-do lists and things so I can keep track of what needs to be done for content. A lot of brand deals and things might require an Instagram post, a reel, a TikTok, an unboxing video for YouTube, all of the above. So it's always good to keep lists and things like that. How have I battled personal challenges and balanced that with my content creation? My personal life will always come first, and my community does know this. I will take breaks from creating content to focus on my personal life, and I will let people know when emergencies happen. You are human. You can't prioritize multiple things all at once, so it will be easy to prioritize yourself and your loved ones above your content creation. Your content creation will always be there. Your projects will always be there. And although it may be a full-time job or it may not be a full-time job, it might be a hobby, you can come back to it. It's the same with work, like your everyday work. If there is an emergency, you prioritize yourself over your work. How do you approach brand deals and sponsorships while maintaining authenticity with your audience? A lot of the brand deals that I have done in the past, I have reached out to. I won't reach out to someone that I don't genuinely like. I have worked with brands like Audio-Technica, Logitech, Ubisoft, Bethesda, a whole bunch of different ones. I'm pretty sure it's well over 30 brands now. And I have loved working with every single one of them. It may be for one post, or it may be an ongoing sponsorship partnership. And the way that I like to think of it, I actually got from a friend. Shout out to my friend Tealful. She was the one that said, you reaching out to your favorite brands and companies and things, you're doing their job for them. They're always looking for collaborators, for creators to work with. And you reaching out and showing your interest is putting yourself on their radar. If you don't do that, how are they ever going to know that you're interested in working with them? And worst case scenario, they either say no, not now, or they don't read the message, because that has happened a few times. Yeah, I think that's the best advice that I tend to live by when it comes to reaching out to sponsorships and staying authentic to my brand. I won't work with anyone that I don't genuinely love. Otherwise, I consider myself a sellout. How do you like to spend your free time when you're not working or streaming? I don't have a lot of free time. When I'm not working or streaming or working on content, I will be doing, like I said, little art projects, things to just keep my mind active. And at the moment, I have been binge watching different TV shows, different anime, different cartoons. I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine at the moment. While I am doing that, or even going into the city and exploring and going on little date nights with Alk, I always start to come up with new ideas for my content. Sometimes it's easier to touch grass and get new ideas in your free time to help with your content. So that's what I like to do. I like to take inspiration from as many things as I can. What's one piece of advice you would give to your younger self? I genuinely don't know. You really need to put yourself forward, and you really need to, even if you're nervous, even if you're scared, try new things. Do new things, try new ideas. You'll never know if you like it if you don't try. And I think that's kind of the direction I'm going in with these videos. I want to test out to see whether they work, whether you guys enjoy these videos as well. And I will never know if I don't try. You just kind of got to throw everything at the wall until something sticks. And I come from not a sheltered background, just like a strict upbringing. I've always been a little bit nervous to branch out, and especially putting myself online is always very scary. You're not gonna know how many people see your videos. You're not gonna know how many people know who you are. And so I love the thought that I can get my ideas out there and reach new people and potentially new friends. So yeah, just try your best at everything you do, even if you're nervous, and you won't know you like it until you do it. Can you share any tips with maintaining authenticity and transparency with your audience? I don't know if there are any tips other than just be honest. You don't have to share everything about your personal life. My community doesn't know a lot about my family apart from me being Greek and me being from a small town. But they know all of the health things that I tend to do. I guess not the TMI stuff, but like when I went through my IIH 3 years ago now, it's 2025, 3 years ago, I was very open with them. Anytime I'm having a very hard time at work, I'm very open about it, because honesty is honestly one of the best things to go off, especially with communication. They just know where you're coming from, and it's just so genuine. There's no excuses. They know what you're going through, and they can completely understand if you're honest with them. So I like to be transparent with my community. I like to let them know what's going on so people can be patient with me if anything were to go wrong. Can you share any tips for any aspiring YouTubers who are just starting out? This is the last question. This is 20. Any advice? I guess advice just like I would give to my younger self. Even if you're nervous, try it out. It is very oversaturated in this industry. You will never know what works or what you will like until it sticks. If you need any advice on how to set up different things, whether it's software for streaming, whether it's what equipment to use, reach out to someone. There are plenty of creators that would love to help. If you have any questions regarding these things, feel free to maybe not message me, but comment below, and I will respond to every single comment that has a genuine question. It's kind of easy to make friends within this industry as well, and a lot of content creator friends that I have made over the last few years are genuine, lovely people, and everyone loves to help each other out. So I feel like that would just be the best for you as well. If you have anything you need, reach out to someone, ask questions, do your research, because this kind of quality doesn't come at the very beginning. It's very, very hard to get your foot in the door, but once you do, it's a lot of fun. If you're looking for basic equipment, I always say a shitty camera, but good lighting works. I don't know how good this works until I edit it, but I'm just using some natural lighting at the moment, although the sun is disappearing. I do have a bonus question. What goals do I have for the future of my content creation? Just be authentic and keep creating content that I want to make. I think that's basically it. I love my travel vlogs, I love my event vlogs, I love my cosplay stuff, I love my gaming playthroughs. I just want to stay authentic. I think that's it. I think you guys have had quite a few questions answered, but like I said, if you want me to answer any more questions about myself or how to set up things or anything in the world, please comment below. I will really appreciate any sort of interaction with this video, and if you guys liked it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know what you might want to see from me in the future as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye!